The narrative is that there's not opportunities here, and us as professionals to say we've never heard of certain organizations. How do we expect our younger generation to be aware of them?
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers, fiercely local, fiercely loyal.
I think it gets harder and harder for communities, every community, not just Youngstown, but ours being a minor metro, when you have these platforms at kids' fingertips, where they're watching influencers who are hundreds of miles away. It kind of sucks the sense of a community even further away. So the challenge that we're facing is becoming more and more difficult as these global platforms continue to get bigger, and we need to figure out how to access those kids' minds and give them a sense of community, and figure out how we do a better job sharing the available resources. What I do personally, and I try to, I think it's more of a spread out strategy. Get out there and talk to people in your day-to-day business development. Ask some personal questions, get to know somebody, and introduce them to the resources exist in our market. I have a handful of friends that have moved into our market because they married someone who was brought into an engineering job in our local community. And, some of them have struggled coming from a bigger city, saying they don't know what to do. So, send them the local tourism bureau websites, community calendars. There's so much stuff you can do. The Youngstown Flea is impressive if you've never been. It's just our job as leaders, day in and day out, to continue to wear our local team's uniform and sing the fight song.
I like to go. I think when Kanisha started talking about education and learning about all the different organizations and groups, and I think definitely being able to go into schools and talk to senior classes and junior classes, like you have the Mahoning County Career and Technical Center. These kids are going into a school that is focusing on a specific lab. If they have that opportunity to meet with different businesses and organizations, the MVYPs, where we open up Mahoning Valley Young Professionals, a wide, different people from all types of businesses and organizations. I think that would be something that interests them, and then they already get that jump start in learning, hey, these types of organizations exist. It's just the fact of being able to get into schools, because I know that they have a tight frame of a day. But I think if they saw the positivity that can come from the students learning so early, and us, I would love, as the Mahoning Valley Young Professionals, there's a lot of us here that would have no issue of mentoring a senior in high school. Having a person come into YSU and mentor you for a day would be amazing, and I think that they would enjoy that. Mentoring a police officer, coming to Platts, these are the different things I think that they would love to do. Being able to network, I wouldn't have met Gina if it wasn't for Mahoning Valley Young Professionals, but hearing students say, there's no way that I can get out of this rut, what can I do? And then there's Gina. Hey, let me introduce you to her. And I think that the networking and the education needs to be really enforced at a young age, because letting them graduate from high school and then throwing them into college or just into working in general, that doesn't give them any guidance on anything. So I would love that.
To build off of that and really to echo what everybody else is saying, and Kanisha, as you were talking, the lack of awareness. And the narrative is that there's not opportunities here, and us as professionals to say we've never heard of certain organizations. How do we expect our younger generation to be aware of them? And so really I love that you were talking about mentoring, whether it's seniors in high school or, individuals that are entering at Youngstown State University, but to build that awareness of the opportunities, because if you're not even aware of the businesses that are thriving, you know, like Paige, to be able, she's a testament to have a business here. Penguin City Beer that's doing fabulous, the Youngstown Flea, all that they're doing. There's a lot of opportunity, but does the younger generation see all that is happening, or are they just thinking these large corporations, and because we don't have as many large corporations that we're failing?
And maybe that would get them to stay.
Yeah.
Like once they hear about it, like why would I leave when all these opportunities are here, right where I live, inexpensive and convenient? So
Well, I would challenge you all and your club to create that networking environment, to actually create, somehow work together to create that networking that is needed. Because I definitely believe that we need mentoring and internship networks, especially as a businesswoman, I see that. But I think you're all on the same page, but now you have to almost get out there and do it.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers, fiercely local, fiercely loyal.